Hello, it is video number 3, and we are going to be talking a little bit about what to do when somebody comments or likes on one of the posts that you're making on Facebook. It's the scariest thing ever when it first happens, so don't freak out. You guys, we're building upon these little stepping stones. So you have printed out your steps to success, which you're going to be filling out as you are making connections and posting and following my tips for the rest of the summer. So you started making your posts. People are going to start liking them or commenting on them. What you do next is very important. I'm not even going to lie. It's very important. The way that you capture them in their moment of curiosity is a big deal. So you don't want to wait days before you reach out to these people who are showing some interest. So if you've posted something on Facebook and somebody likes it or comments on it, you always want to start a private message with that person. So if I post a before and after in the morning and somebody says, "Hey, that looks cool. What is that?" I'm going to comment back and I'm going to say, "Hey, Tanya, I'm going to send you a private message right now," with a little smiley face, and then I'll private message her and I'll say, whatever, I'm going to answer whatever question she asks, and that's it. If somebody just likes your post, what do? You're going to send that person a private message, and you can say, "Hey, Sarah, I saw that you liked the before and after picture I posted. Do you want to try a wrap?" with a question mark and maybe a smiley face. That's it. You don't have to say, "I saw you like the picture of the before and after picture I posted. Do you want to try a wrap? They're $99. You can become a loyal customer or you can become a distributor, and that's so much fun, and there's 3 steps to success." No. No. That's called word vomit, and it's not cute, so don't do it, okay? I know this because that's what I did when I first started this business. And I quickly learned that that does not get too many responses. So some of the major things to do when you're following up with these people who are commenting or liking is always do it in a private message. The reason behind that is because when I first posted my own before and after picture when I joined, I posted it at nighttime, and then I went to bed, and I had answered probably 2 questions about the wraps on my feed before I fell asleep. And by the time I woke up in the morning, there were like 50 comments of people going back and forth about what the wrap does. And they don't know what the wrap does, okay? So before it turns into a whole thread of nonsense, take everything to a private message as quickly as you can, okay? Don't say too much. When you're messaging people, keep it brief. Like I said, what I always message people is just, "Hey, I saw you like the before and after picture I posted. Do you want to try a wrap?" That's it. Or if I posted about greens, then I'll say, "Hey, I saw you like the not before and after. I saw that you liked my idea with the greens popsicles. Did you want to get some greens for your family?" Something like that. Very simple. When you're talking to people, only answer the question that they ask you. So when somebody says to me, "Well, what does it do?" I'm not going to go into a 20-minute spiel about what the wrap does. I'm keeping it brief. I'm going to say, "It tightens, tones, and firms the skin in 45 minutes. With like an exclamation point and a smiley face, and then I'll say, "Do you want to try one?" Like, I always say that back. Or if somebody says, "How much are the wraps?" I just say, "You can try one for $25, or you can get a box of 4 for $59 as a loyal customer." That's it. I don't explain what a loyal customer means yet because I want them to come back at me with a question, or I want to have the opportunity to say, if they don't answer me, "Are you familiar with what a loyal customer is?" and a question mark. That way I can keep the conversation going without giving them so much information in one message. End with an invitation or a question. So my general ending is, do you want to try one? Or did you want to get some for your family? Yeah, that's my general thing. If you guys think of examples and you're not quite sure how to end something, then comment that on our team page so we can go over that as well. Use emojis when you are talking to people through message. Okay, imagine if I said, imagine if you asked me a question, something like, I really want to try the wrap, but I don't have enough money right now. And then straight face through my message, I'm not going to include any smiley faces or hearts or high fives or stars. I respond back with, well, what are your priorities? That is going to sound mean. If somebody reads that, they're going to be like, what? No, she didn't. Okay? So if I were to say, well, like question mark, what are your priorities this week, with a heart and a big smiley face and like a laugh out loud, they get that it's not a serious conversation. I'm just being silly with them. I'm playing around with them. But at the same time, I'm getting my message across. So please use those emojis. That's how you're going to convey emotion through your written messages or texts. Okay? Practice that. If you look through, let's see what my most used emojis are. Pretty funny, I think. The poop one might be included. That's probably from my son. Let's see what they are. All right. I know for sure the one that's like laughing in tears is definitely one. And I'll show you guys. These are my most used. I don't know if you guys can see that. My most used emojis. So a heart, a high five, heart faces, we're on fire as a team. Those are my most used emojis. And that's because when I'm communicating with people, I want them to sense my happiness through my messages, okay? Also, even if you think that you know what you should respond to someone, bounce it off of your enroller or of one of your diamond uplines, because our word choice in this business is very important. And sometimes we don't think about the words that we say, and there could be a better phrase or a better term or a better word that we could choose. This is just one of my strengths. It is something that I'm really, really good at. So if you're on my team, please let me help you with that. It will only take you about a week or two to learn how I respond to people. Send me a private message. I have girls on my team who are all the way from the distributor level to double diamond level who still message me and say, what should I say back to this? And that way we can compare their answer with my answer. And once you notice that they're all matching up, then you don't need to, ask for help anymore. But yes, I'm willing to do that with every single person on this team. So even if that means I get 50 bazillion messages a day, I'm okay with that, because that means that you guys are working. So we can definitely do that. I would suggest that you do that. I love communicating with people through message, and I'm good at it. So let me help you. Help yourself. So how does your hundreds list continue to grow? Because if you're thinking about it, you're like, okay, you told us to put 100 names on this piece of paper, and then you told us every day to reach out to 50 of those 100. So I'm done in 2 days. No. Your hundreds list is not stagnant. It is something that grows every single day, because guess what? In life, you are around hundreds of people every single day. If you just make 2 new connections with someone a day, your hundreds list is growing by 2 every single day. So what does that mean? What does that look like in real life? I'll just give you an example. Anytime I'm out somewhere, if somebody gives me great service, like let's say at a restaurant, I will just say like, hey, thank you so much. You did an awesome job. Do you have a Facebook? And they'll be like, yeah, I do. And then I'll say, we should be friends. Like, It's cool. I used to be a server too. And just search for them right there and send them a friend request. And that person goes on my hundreds list, and I don't cross them off until they become a customer or a distributor. So that's how I add people to my hundreds list. If you're at the park and you meet a new mom, add her to your friends list on Facebook. What's that going to do? She's going to see your posts and she's going to be like, that seems pretty cool. And she's going to see that you're a real person and you guys have some stuff in common, and the question is going to come, what's that rap thing that you post about? And then you're going to respond just how you've learned how to respond. So it's like a cycle. It keeps going and going and going and going and going forever. That is how you're going to grow your hundreds list. Don't let anyone out-friend you. When you realize that this business centers itself around caring for and befriending other people, you're going to see the importance of servant leadership. So your goal should be to serve as many people as you can throughout the day and make those genuine connections with people, okay? So, sorry, it was freezing. I think I was moving around too much. If you don't have a planner, get one. Don't use the planner on your phone. It needs to be tangible, something that you're looking at, something you're writing in. There's power in writing things down, and my planner is how I keep up with my appointments for the week, and it's also where I write down when I make connections with people. So if you were to look at my planner today, you would see a certain amount of names written down. And that way, as I'm looking through, I can easily say, okay, it's been a week since I've talked to Samantha. I'm going to send her a message and see how she's doing. That's going to keep your relationship fresh, and it's not going to come across to people that you're only interested in talking to them about raps. So get yourself a planner. Okay, the personal growth section that I want to talk about in video number 3 is how you talk to yourself, your self-talk. What are the words that you allow yourself to say about you? Before I started this business, I was somebody who would say, I'm shy. I could never do that. I'm not a good salesperson. I'm always sleepy. Or I'm fat. Do you say that about yourself? I'm not as pretty as she is. Whatever it is, I wish that I had that person's eyes. I wish that my legs were smaller. Those things, we don't catch ourselves saying those until we sit and think about, like, what do we let ourselves believe about us? What are the words that go through your head about yourself? Lots of times, unless we get that under control, they're not positive things. And that's going to come across in your business. I always like to say that practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. So what self-talk practices do you allow in your head? I had to honestly put forth an effort to change my self-talk patterns. It feels good to look in the mirror and say, I am a business owner. I can inspire people. I love my body. I am going to be fit. I'm healthy. I'm not shy. The more that you say those things about yourself, the more they will become your reality. And it's because of this business that I decided to teach myself to do that for me, not for anybody else. Because if I want to be presidential or ambassador or diamond or whatever your goal is, how are you going to get there if you're sabotaging yourself with your own thoughts? You were created in the image of God, and I don't like to preach to people, but Well, that's just what I believe. God made you the way that you are for a reason. Now, does that mean that you can be, you know, lazy and eat tacos every day and then just be like, well, God made me this way for a reason? No. You want to be your best self, and God made you that way for a reason. Something that I struggled with for a long time were different parts of my body that I could fix with surgery if I wanted to. But then I always tell myself, like, no, people relate to me because of exactly the way God made me. If I had huge double D boobs, maybe the girl next door, she wouldn't relate to me as much because she doesn't look like I look. And that's okay, but God made each of us look a certain way and act a certain way because there are specific people who we can reach with our own personality. And I just feel like you need to love yourself. You need to practice speaking love to yourself. When you wake up in the morning, make it a practice to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm good at this. I'm good at what I do. I love people. I love helping people. I can and I will reach my goal. Or pick a trait about yourself that you like. I love my eyebrows. If you see my Facebook page, you'll know I have a slight obsession with eyebrows. Or, you can say, I love the fact that I can make so many new friends. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Be you, be genuine, and make it a practice to speak positively to yourself. It's not easy to always do that. You'll catch yourself, and then when you catch yourself saying something negative, turn it quickly around and speak out loud the positive. You guys will see a difference in the growth of your business when you do this, because what you put out is what you're going to attract. And if you're putting out positivity, if you are believing in yourself, other people are going to believe in themselves when they're around you. And that is an amazing feeling. So love yourself. God created you the way that you are for a reason. He gave you special, special talents and personality traits. Embrace those. Talk to yourself about how much you love you. There's nothing wrong with that. So I hope you guys have a great night. I am super excited to talk to you guys tomorrow about the next subject. And I have something very special and very personal planned for sometime this week. So I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you guys have questions for me, please comment in the comment section, or as always, you can find me on Facebook. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.